Live from the Counselor Studios in Nassau, Bahamas, this is Bahamas at Sunrise, with your hosts Romuald Ferreira and Tiska Pratt.
Good morning, I'm Tiska Pratt in Bristol.
And I'm Romuald Ferreira. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. As a matter of fact, I got to give a correction. I'm Romuald Satario Emmanuel Antonio Ferreira.
Whoa.
And I think I'll introduce the Bahamas to Satario Ferreira 2008.
This is your new incarnation for 2008.
You got it.
Well, I'm going to still be Tiska Pratt in Bristol. I'm not going to go that far. Coming up on this special edition of Bahamas at Sunrise, we're looking back at some of the segments that we have had as part of our Minding Your Business series. We say that this series is your guide to surviving the workplace. I know after the kind of week and the holidays that you've had, work is the last thing you want to think of, but come, let's try to get our minds back into this. This morning you'll get lots of tips on how to help your life and work run more smoothly.
Hey, today we'll talk about everything when you know it's time for vacation, dealing with that difficult boss, and having that problematic coworker that just can't seem to align the dots in his head. Well, we got all the solutions for that. All that's coming up on 2008 in the Minding Your Business segment.
We'll have all of that plus your weekend calendar coming up this morning. Let's take a look. You can call almost any business anywhere in Nassau at any hour of the workday, and almost inevitably you'll be told that the person that you want to talk to is in a meeting. Are all these meetings really necessary, though, and is work getting done, which is an important question. Here to talk about this and to explain how to make the most out of these meetings, we welcome human resource consultant with the company Organizational Soul, Yvette Bethel. Yvette, welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, of course, the key question we want to throw out to you is, why is it important to have meetings in the first place?
Well, with meetings, like anything else, communication is very important. So I'll start with that. In some companies, you have situations where departments don't communicate, and they end up creating silos. So what you would want to do is have some meetings so that they're talking to each other. And I find that with meetings, synergy is created. You know, if you have one person thinking and trying to do everything themselves, the result isn't as optimal as when you have a group of people coming together, if they work well together, to come up with a deeper, broader result that includes so many other things.
Right, I guess that's the whole purpose of that whole organizational structure. So now that you've explained what the meeting is all about and why we need to have it because of communication, is it possible then to have too many meetings? And if that is the case, how do you know when you're having too many meetings?
Well, one indicator is if the meeting is a waste of time. Okay. So the key behind that would be to ask yourself the question, are these meetings being effective? Secondly, another thing that I've seen done is that there's like an audit done of all the meetings. So the leadership team would look at all the meetings that are happening, and they'll say, well, this meeting and this meeting can work together. As opposed to having 10 meetings, you may be able to find some synergies and bring different groups together, the right people, and have less meetings. So there are different ways to do it. You can do it from a macro level or from a micro level.
So that sounds like that requires, I guess, proper planning and sort of knowing what it is that you want to achieve with these meetings.
Strategy. That's
now
right.
We talk about efficiency and productivity. What makes a meeting a successful one? Okay, so we have to have them. Some people may be more in favor of meetings, as we very well know. They love them. And some people might figure, not another meeting. When we go in there, what is the best way, or how do we go about accomplishing the goals that we've set out for this meeting? How do we make it efficient?
To begin with, you have to have a goal.
That's
and
true. Then
you need an agenda. The agenda you need to have topics, you need to have the people who will be prepared to speak, and then you have to have timing. I see a lot of meeting agendas, they don't time the people on the agendas, and that leads to more efficiency. There's also another aspect of an effective meeting where minutes can be taken. Now, in some cultures, they take copious notes, and then nobody has time to read these copious notes. So I've seen in more effective meetings, you have like a limit of 1 page for the minutes, and then you have a summary of what happened and actionable items, so that you can look at the minutes from a bird's eye view and see what you need to do or someone else is doing right away. And one more thing that I've seen in very effective meetings is at the end of the meeting, the facilitator would say, how would you rate this meeting in terms of effectiveness and efficiency, and you get some feedback right then.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, tell me, this is going to be a hard question. I'm putting you on the spot here.
Okay.
What do you feel is like the single biggest barrier to having a successful meeting? What is the one thing that if you go into a meeting, no matter what components you have in place, if this factor is there, this meeting is just headed downhill, in your opinion?
Well, I'll give you one answer that covers a whole lot of things, and that's behaviors. If your behaviors are inappropriate, for instance, you have people that talk too much, or you have people that are naysayers, oh no, we can't do that, or you have people that walk in late. You know, these are the kinds of things that happen. Then you have disruptive behaviors where people may become defensive, or they may attack you if you have an opinion that may show theirs up, or that may differ from their own. Or you may have people that are just plain unprepared. You know, the facilitator may be unprepared, and so may the people that are coming to the meeting, because they may have had some items to act on the week before, and they didn't do it. And so you're having the conversation again, the same conversation. So again, they're wasting time. And this is all about different types of behavior that impact the effectiveness and the efficiency of the meeting.
Okay, now, I know before we go, you're going to be a featured speaker this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, at a free legal clinic. What can you tell us about that? What are you going to be discussing at this legal clinic?
Oh, at the legal clinic, I'll be talking about emotional intelligence and how it impacts success in the workplace. So it's at the Hallsbury Chambers Free Legal Clinic at Breezes on the 22nd.
Now, I know you touched on emotional intelligence the last time you were here. Tell us just very quickly what that's all about.
Well, there are different types of intelligences, and emotional intelligence is not always what people think it is. It's not about controlling yourself and you have to act a certain way all the time, and yes, you have to do that sometimes, but a lot of it has to do with, you know, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, projecting the right, you know. You may be very angry, but that's not going to go away if you're emotionally intelligent, but you're projecting, especially in a meeting, maybe if someone's talking too much, you're not going to project anger. You're going to say it in a way that's beneficial to the group, and you're going to move on in a constructive way. So emotional intelligence, if in the workplace, can help people phenomenally get along better.
Okay, that sounds good.
And become more successful.
Great, and I think that's very important. Yvette Bethel with Organizational Soul, thank you very much for sharing with us, and we look forward to hearing a bit more from you at the legal clinic this weekend.
Thank you.
Bahamas at Sunrise will be back after this break.